check, check. Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Roots and welcome to my new studio. It took about a month and a little bit of work to put the studio together, but I'm excited for it and I can't wait to put out a ton of new reselling content from this new studio. So if you're at all interested in reselling stuff online, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. So I want to take you back in time a few years. It was an early Saturday morning, about 7 a.m. and my wife Allison and I were just getting out of bed with one goal in mind. We had recently been talking about how do we make some extra income, and the thought of reselling stuff on eBay came to mind. So we decided to wake up on that Saturday morning and take $200 out to garage sales to see if we could find anything in the local community that we could then flip on eBay for a profit. Well, just a few hours later, we had made our first purchases. We got them listed on eBay, and that was the beginning of our reseller career. So now fast forward about 6 years and we've built a really substantial online business. We've sold millions of dollars worth of products online. We've built an eBay business that consistently does 6 figures a year. We employ 3 people and we've recently purchased a new property for our business that's 5 acres and has 10,000 square feet of space for us to work out of. And I tell you all that not to brag, but to show you that we all start somewhere. We started with $200 on a Saturday morning and we've built it into what we have today. So now that you have a little bit of background on us, the video that I want to share with you today is how to build a successful eBay business from the beginning. I honestly believe that 2020 is going to be one of the best years for e-commerce ever. And I know that if we had videos like the one that I'm about to make today, if we had videos like this to learn from when we first started, we probably could have cut our growth time in half. So that's the goal today. I'm going to teach you how to start and grow your business on eBay. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope it benefits as many people as it possibly can. If you can do me a favor, everybody, if you enjoy the content, please hit the thumbs up button on this video. And again, subscribe to the channel if you would like to. We have like 500 plus videos about reselling online, and it's just the beginning. Like I said, this is a brand new studio. I plan on putting out amazing videos in the future. So make sure you subscribe and let's jump into today's video. Okay, so step number 1 to getting started on eBay is obviously creating your accounts. Now, in the past, you had to create an eBay account and a PayPal account, but recently eBay's kind of switched its payment services to what they're calling managed payments. So for those of you just starting to create your accounts, at this point, all you need to do is create an eBay account and sign on for managed payments. And I know that some people are kind of mad about eBay and PayPal parting ways. There are certain things that I like about it and certain things that I don't like about it, but at the end of the day, there's really nothing we can do. So we might as well embrace the new payment system and just learn how to work with it. The other thing to keep in mind is if you're a brand new seller and you just created your eBay account, more than likely you're going to have limitations. So the limitations are going to be something like you're only going to be allowed to list 10 items or up to $1,000 worth of value. So just be aware for the first month, typically those limitations will be in place. We tell people that if you have an old eBay account, sometimes it's better to reopen or reactivate that eBay account and start using that one if you already have some feedback built up from maybe buying stuff in the past. Sometimes that's a better way to go, to use that account than to go and start a brand new one, because you are going to have some limitations. On that same note, getting an eBay store, so signing up for an eBay store subscription, will not take those limitations away. So sometimes new eBay sellers will see those store subscriptions and they'll think, okay, well maybe if I go sign up for that, now I can list more items, but that's not the case. Those restrictions are in place for a reason. It's to stop people from creating accounts and just selling stuff and scamming people. So eBay just wants to quality control and make sure that you are, when you sell something, make sure that you are shipping it out on time. The people you're selling the items to are happy and go from there. We all go through it. We all have those restrictions when we first start. It's just something that we have to deal with. But also keep in mind that going forward from there, it's pretty easy to get those limitations raised on a month-to-month basis. So typically, if you're coming close to hitting those limits, all you have to do is call eBay, let them know, and they'll look at your account and raise your limits. So the next step is to sit down and kind of figure out what items should you be selling. Now, because you're probably going to have restrictions, we tell people when they first start out, the best thing to do is try to sell fast-selling, highly desirable items. So items that when you list them, they're not going to sit on eBay for months waiting for the right buyer. You want to list stuff right at the beginning that people are actively searching for, that people want to buy all the time. So as an example, again, for us, we went to garage sales and we looked out for brand new in the box things. I think the first thing we ever bought was a new in the box Sirius radio system, and we listed that and it sold really, really fast. But if you don't have places like garage sales to source from, we think the best thing to do is literally just look around your house and find 10 things that you're willing to let go of. So right now, I think the best things to list are video games, video game systems and accessories like the controllers, memory cards, old games, N64 stuff, Nintendo stuff, old PlayStation games. Pretty much anything video game related right now is selling very quickly on eBay. Shoes are also selling well for us. Try to stick to desirable brands like Nike and Adidas, stuff like that. Camera equipment, microphones, camera lenses, even vintage electronics sell great, like those DVD, VCR combo units. Now, some of those are going to be kind of hard to ship. We try to tell people to stick to smaller, easier to ship items when you first start out, but that's the type of stuff you want to look out for. Stuff that's highly desirable, that when you list it, it's going to sell quickly. So the next thing is, once you have your inventory, the stuff that you want to list on eBay, how should you list those items? So one thing that's kind of helpful that we tell people is most everything on eBay can now be done from your phone. So I would suggest downloading the eBay app, and when you first start out, do everything from your phone. Take your pictures right on the phone, list the items directly from your phone. One small bit of advice is eBay likes square pictures, so 1:1 aspect ratio. I don't know if it's on every phone, but on an iPhone, you can just switch over to square mode and take the pictures that way. Try to also take pictures on a white background. If you don't have a white background, you can go to like the Dollar Tree or the dollar store and buy that white poster board for like 2 for $1 and use that as your background. The other thing is eBay has a background removal tool built into their platform now. So if you take a picture of the item on an already white background and then use that tool, most of the time, it doesn't work perfect, but most of the time, it's going to clean up that background for you. But eBay wants you to list items with a pure white background. They don't want crazy colors or crazy patterns going on in the back. So then again, how should you list? Now, back in the day when eBay first started, the best way to list was auctions. And I think that's the only way that you were allowed to list actually. But now at this point, we feel the best way to list is buy it now. So 99% of the items on our store are listed as buy it now. We only use auctions pretty much to clear out old inventory. But we feel that in the current American market, this isn't the case everywhere, but in the current USA market, people want that kind of instant gratification that Amazon gives them, for example. So we list stuff buy it now so that people can just buy it now and get the item fast. They don't have to wait 7 days for the auction to end. The other aspects are kind of up to you. We like to list with best offer on there so people can make offers to us. We like to list with free shipping, but you can charge shipping at the beginning. In fact, I think that when you first start out, doing calculated shipping isn't a bad idea because you still need to learn the ropes of how to ship items out. And then the only other thing to really think about is returns. Do you want to accept returns? Now, when you first start out again, we do recommend, and this is for everybody, not just when you first start out, but as you go on in your eBay career, I think that you should offer some sort of return policy. We offer free returns, so we'll take back any return pretty much for any reason. And our return rate is quite low. It's less than 3% on all the items that we sell. So when we sell 100 items, maybe 3 of them will get returned. But you can do buyer paid returns as well. That's fine. I just don't think you should do no returns because at the end of the day, if you send something out to a buyer and it's not as described, they can still open a return. Even if you have no returns on, that buyer can still open a return and open a case against you. So in my opinion, there's no reason to offer no returns. And if you look at it, right, if we're competing, if I'm an eBay seller and you're an eBay seller and we're both selling this phone and on my listing, I have it at the same price as you, but I offer free 30-day returns, who do you think a consumer is more likely to purchase that item from? Someone with low feedback and offers no returns, or someone with good feedback and offers free returns? So just think about that as well. But definitely do buy it now, don't do auctions. So the next question that we get is, well, now that you have the items and you have the pictures and you're ready to list them, how do you know how much money to list them for? If you're not doing an auction and people aren't bidding on it, how do you know exactly how much to list it for? Well, that's actually fairly easy. On eBay, you can look at items that have sold over the past 90 days. So if you go to eBay, look for the item that you want to sell, and then you click on sold items, it'll actually show you the items that have sold and how much they sold for. So what we do is we look at those sold comps. We call them sold comps, comparable items to what you're selling. We look at those items and how much they sold for. And then we also look at what's currently active on the eBay site to make sure that the sold items match what's currently active. So if something sold for $100 and there's the exact same one listed for $80, we probably won't price ours at $100 because that was maybe a fluke sale. If it's listed for $80, maybe we'll price it somewhere in between. But you really want to look at what is actively listed on the site, but you also absolutely need to make sure you're looking at how much items actually sold for. Doing that will also tell you if the items you're listing are actually desirable. So if you look at what's active on eBay and there's 1,000 of that item listed, and then you sort it by sold items and there's only 5 sales, it's not a very desirable item. But if that's reverse, right? If there's only 5 listed and 1,000 sales, that means that pretty much as soon as those items are getting listed, they're selling. So that's how you check demand for items on eBay, and that's a very important thing to learn as you grow on eBay. So guys, I'm just gonna pause the video here really quick. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Again, please hit that thumbs up button for me. But I'm gonna pause here really quick just to let you know that our next round of mentoring is coming up. We're gonna be accepting new applicants for that on June 1st, 2020. The actual training is going to start on June 15th and it'll run through July 15th. So we do a month-long full training, full mentoring for brand new and experienced online sellers. We only take on 75 people at a time. So if you're interested in joining that, I'll leave a link in the description of this video. You can click on that link, get on the email list, and when we open up those 75 spots, it's first come, first serve. It usually fills up within a couple hours, so just be aware of that. But you can go and join the list, and when we open up, we'll send you out an email. And our track record with our mentoring is fairly decent. We've been doing this for a while. We've trained I think over 1,000 people now. And I wanted to share something with you really quick that I think is really cool. So one of our students from the past round of mentoring made us a little testimonial video. So I'm just gonna play that for you really quick. It's like, I don't know, less than a minute long. I thought it was awesome, and I think that they're a really good representation of what our mentoring program can do for people. So enjoy this video, and then we're gonna jump back into this eBay for Beginners, how to create and build your eBay account series.
Hey guys, I'm Nick.
And I'm Bailey.
And we're the Ohio Thrifters, just making a video today to talk about the mentorship program that Ryan and Allie are providing us. It's really a good program.
We've been so excited to make a video for them for the longest time. We've been increasing our sales by over 42% in just a short 3-month time span, and that number is going up every single day. And we have also been able to find our own wholesale group that is delivering straight to our door as opposed to just sourcing at thrift stores.
Yeah, and like what Bailey said, just having our product delivered to our front door instead of going out and sourcing it every day, which takes a ton of time, is really nice. It's a really good way for us to scale our business. So we're very thankful for everything you guys have taught us. So thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Allie. We look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you, guys.
So we're really looking forward to working with the next group of 75 people. Again, I'll leave a link in the description of this video. If you want to work with us, that's awesome. If you don't, just continue watching videos like this and go and do it for yourself. That's the biggest thing. You have to get out there and actually do it. So let's jump back into how to start building an eBay business. The next thing we want to talk about is feedback. Like I said before, when you first start an eBay account, you're going to have limitations, and more than likely you're going to have 0 feedback unless you activate an old account, and then you may have some feedback from there. But that's why when you first start out, it's very, very important that you make sure you're taking very good pictures, you're listing the items the right way, you're shipping the items fast and on time, and you're just giving the eBay buyer an overall good customer experience. To sustain and grow a really good eBay business, I honestly think that customer service is the biggest aspect of it. Another thing you can do when you first start out is we all need supplies, right? So we all need like shipping supplies, tape and poly bags, stuff like that, stuff to ship the items out to the customers. So what you can do is you can go find items that you need on eBay and purchase those items from large sellers, because if you buy stuff from large sellers, more than likely they're going to have what we call automatic feedback. So when you buy something and pay for it, their accounts are set up to automatically leave you positive feedback. That's how our account is set up as well. It makes it really easy. And I say that because if you go and purchase supplies you already need from large sellers, they're going to automatically leave you positive feedback. And although that is isn't seller feedback, so like feedback from you selling something, it's buyer feedback, it still counts towards your overall number. So now instead of a 0 feedback score, you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, positive feedback. So you're going to look like at least a semi-established account. It'll help you sell more stuff. So then the next step is after something sells, and I know I talked about this a little bit before, but shipping. Now we do have quite a few videos on how to ship stuff out after it sells on eBay. So instead of diving really deep into that on this video, I'm just going to link them as well in the description of this video. So we have like 3 or 4 videos showing you guys like how we ship stuff out, our shipping process, and it's better to go and actually watch those videos, I think. But to summarize, when you first start out, I think, again, small items under a pound that are easy to just wrap up, throw in a poly bag and ship out. And really that's it. Those are the basics of selling on eBay. Now there's other nuances like doing promoted listings, running sales, actually getting an eBay store, when to get an eBay store. But all of that other stuff we've covered in other videos before. And I really wanted this one just to be more of like a basic how to start selling on eBay video. The only other thing that I really want to stress is when you first start selling, whether it's on eBay or wherever it is, Poshmark, Mercari, Amazon, there's plenty of places to sell. You don't have to sell on eBay, but eBay is a good platform. It's how we started, and I do think that it is still a good way to make income. But the one thing that I want to stress is when you first start selling anything online, you need to keep good track of what you're doing. Like I said, we've worked with over 1,000 resellers now, and the main thing that I think that causes resellers to fail or stop reselling is they don't know their numbers. They run out of money, or they're just not tracking their profit margin. So after shipping, after fees, after doing all the work that it takes to sell something, they're just actually not making money. So I think an important thing is maybe just keep an Excel spreadsheet when you first start. Track the item, how much you paid for the item, how much it sells for, how much in fees you paid, how much it costs to ship, and what your overall total profit is. It's pretty easy to just make an Excel sheet or a number sheet and track that out. We did that when we first started, and it was very, very helpful. We probably did it for, I don't know, the first like 1,000, 2,000 items before we actually got a bookkeeper and started tracking our profit and loss for the overall company. But I think that when you first start out, it's a really important thing to do. And with that being said, guys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, please hit the thumbs up button on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And all I can say is good luck out there. It's an interesting economy right now in 2020, but I think that they're starting to get back to normal. And I do think that selling stuff online is still a very, very viable business. So from one online seller to another, we want to wish you the best of luck, and we hope that all your dreams come true from selling online. So thank you guys so much for watching again. My name is Ryan Roots, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Bye.